So, oh wow, what was prison like? Man, horrible. That's just like the best way to put it. Prison life was it's your boy Tay, and today we're gonna continue the prison story. Yeah, on the last video, I got a comment. It said, next video, what was it like in prison, day-to-day life, and obstacles? Um, so yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit. I definitely want to say my last video about my prison story is literally my most viewed video of all time. And I'm definitely thankful to everybody who gave me any kind of feedback on that video. Like, just all the love and support has been crazy and unreal. And I'm really, really appreciative of that. And yeah, and I feel sorry because I keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you in a lot of the comments, and it seems like I'm saying the same things to a lot of people, but you know, I really am grateful. And yeah, so I'm not gonna beat these prison videos over beat these prison videos to death. That's definitely not the goal. But I am gonna do maybe like one or two videos to follow up. Maybe this video to talk about life during prison, and then maybe a next video after that next week to talk about the transition from prison to home life, and then I'll probably conclude it there unless there's any more questions or anything. But if you want me to continue after this video, I'm definitely going to ask for at least roughly 200 likes. The last video again got over 400 likes, so I just want to make sure if people want to actually hear the story that we go ahead and try to give me 200 likes, and that way I know that to continue the saga of this prison story. Like I said, I'm only going to do about 2 or 3 more videos at the most about this because we just want to leave that part of my life in the past. But I mean, it does help getting the stuff out as well too. I'm not even gonna lie. Talking to the camera kind of gives me a little bit of relief, like I'm kind of talking to a therapist, or maybe I'm just getting it out. Yeah, but okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about some of the obstacles, what prison life was like, and everything of that nature. So, oh wow, what was prison like? Man, horrible. That's just like the best way to put it. Prison life was, it was horrible, guys. I just think about, I'm gonna just go through a few years. Like the first few years, I'm actually gonna start when I was like actually in prison, when I left county jail, and I'm actually like in prison now, guys. I just remember like the very first experience walking on the yard. It was so unreal, with my bag over my shoulder and just like my mattress in my hand, dragging it on the yard. Going to like one of the worst yards in our state at the time, and ended up being like in one of the worst dorms. It was just crazy. The scene that I had in my mind versus to what it was like almost identical. Like the stuff you see in the movies, that's how it kind of was. Like walking in prison the first time, I remember seeing like my dorm in prison, obviously, but in my dorm, walking where they were about to my living quarters. There's this big black dude. His name was Prince, just like muscled against the wall, like big dude. And I just remember that image. And I was like, wow, this is where I'm at now. Me, about 145 pounds, soaking wet at the time, maybe. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, this is about to be my life. So the obstacle there was like, especially being, you know, again, I wasn't the most popular person or anything like that. So even my first few months in prison was the same thing. I wasn't a popular person. People didn't gravitate towards me. I was pretty much a loner, kind of, sort of. Only thing that really broke me out of my shell was sports. I'm a big Tar Heel fan, so when I'd be sitting on the rock by myself and watching TV, the Tar Heels would be on. If they're playing like Kentucky or somebody like that, it's natural for me to talk junk, especially when it comes to like my Tar Heels, you know, rooting for them. And, you know, you get around a bunch of males, and, you know, you start talking junk, and that's how I guess I kind of broke out of my shell. Not to mention, of course, you have to get into a few fights. I got challenged a few times back there, and I had to handle myself. Yeah, a few times. People thought they can just do what they wanted to do with me. So once you build enough respect after like months of being in there, everything was okay. I mean, but of course I had my little problems where people were stealing from me in the beginning. I remember getting to a fight, and then somebody stole my radio after the fight. Yeah, like just people breaking in the lockers. It's just like it was bad stuff. Yeah, overall. And then mentally, the first few months I was okay because, I had a girl at the time. I had a good support system. Literally for the first 4 or 5 months, maybe. Um, and then just like life happens and they fade away. But the first year and a half she was around, like I said, in the county, she came to see me all the time when I was in the county. When you go down the road, it's a little bit more difficult to come to see somebody because you're further away and everything like that, and people have lives. But yeah, I don't want to say I don't think I ever saw her face when I was in prison. I really didn't see too many people's faces in prison, to be honest. So part of that obstacle too was like it was difficult because you literally by yourself in prison. Again, it's just like my high school and elementary years all over again. Just pretty much by yourself in an environment that's not really healthy, to be honest. But again, I know I put myself there, so whatever. But just thinking that 10 years of this, how can I do this? I didn't think I was gonna make it. So when I was back there, like I said, my first few months, keeping to myself. Nobody would really want to hang and gravitate towards me until you get challenged and you feel like you have to defend yourself and you have to fight. And once you build up a reputation, like, okay, this guy, he's not no pushover. You know what I'm saying? He know how to defend himself. He's a talker. He'll talk if he got to, or whatever the case may be. So years down the road, I developed that reputation where it was okay. But the first few 3-4 years, guys, oh my God, man. And then not to mention, like, you start seeing the signs of like, I was the kind of guy when I first got locked up, when I was telling you I didn't have like a lot of friends. The year I got locked up was like my club year. So I was always going to like clubs and stuff like that. But we used to go to the club like 7 cars deep. Used to have like people who I'm thinking like are my best friends. But I haven't developed enough years into these people for them to really truly care about me in retrospect, because I've just really moved to South Carolina. And once I got locked up, I guess these people are like, well, who cares? But but once I got locked up, it's like, you get a few letters for some people and then they just slowly fade away. And my grandmother died my first year, like approaching my first year, while I was locked up. So that was really, really hard. That was really difficult. Especially like being by yourself. Visits, no, really didn't get visits, phone calls. Like I said, the only person I was really calling was like my mother, my aunt at one point in time, and then like my girl while she was there. But after the first year, yeah, she was gone. And then it was just like literally stuck by yourself. And I understand nobody should expect anybody to wait 10 years for them. And even in the beginning, when I was in the county the whole time, you should go. This is a long time. There's no way you're going to make it. Oh, but I'm going to make it. I'll be there the entire time. And she lasted a year. I mean, she lasted a lot longer than I thought. I mean, but yeah, but there was like really nobody to lean on. And then at this time, like my mom, she's military, so she was like working overseas. So I would see her when she come in town like every year, once a year. So she was like pretty much my only support, financially, and the person to come to see me. My family doesn't write, so it wasn't like she wrote a bunch of letters or anything like that, which I understand. But yeah, the support just really wasn't there from friends. I had one friend who claims to be my best friend to come and visit me one time while I was locked up, which I'm very grateful for. But that's what I was worth to him one time to come seeing out of 9 years. Um, and I don't know, it's just like a lot of little things like that. So my time was hard just for those reasons. Again, it goes back to you sit back and you look back and you see everybody getting visits, their names getting called, mail call, their names getting called, pictures they're getting, all these other things. And then me really don't have much. So you just start gravitating to whatever you can get. You got to make it how you can. They have canteen on certain days. Things were fairly expensive back there. We don't have jobs. I was never in a position where they put me in a position to make a job. I mean, to make money in prison. There was really no rehabilitation process for us to really get back into society that was properly, in my opinion. So I was pretty much going to work in this kitchen for free and coming back to my dorm, and doing what I had to do to survive. Luckily, I was working in the kitchen where I was getting items out the kitchen, making sandwiches, bringing them back to the dorms. So that was like how I survived for the longest time. Now that I'm looking back on it, like I'm grateful for, but yeah, prison was not a place for people to progress. Prison wasn't built for people to come in and think that the prison system is going to help you get better. So you really had to kind of try to figure that out on your own. So like I said, my first few years there, after I broke out of my shell, like the year, I got transferred from that bad yard into like a level 1 yard. I was on a level 1 yard where it's much more lenient. It's open. We can go out on the rec yard more. We can like just have a little bit more freedom. So after like a year in, they sent me to that yard immediately. And on that yard, it was pretty much, I'm not gonna say a cakewalk because prison sucks, you know what I'm saying? But once you have to adapt to the situation, it is what it is. So it's like, you know, you get used to it, and then prison, it just becomes very boring. Think about it now in life, like life is boring sometimes, but that's how prison was, but you just don't have control of your life. They tell you when to go eat, tell you when to sleep, tell you when to use the bathroom sometimes. It's bad. You got to stand up and get counted every so often. It's like every few hours you're disrupted. You don't have any privacy. You're using the bathroom with other people, like, you know, open showers in certain situations, open, like, it's horrible. Like your privacy is gone. The person that you are is gone. You're a nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's how pretty much you're looked at. And that's how pretty much I felt. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nobody. People on the street pretty much didn't give a crap about me. People, the system didn't give a crap about me. You know, life doesn't give a crap about me. God doesn't give a crap about me. That was life I was living. So the third year and kind of third year, just like right around when Obama's getting elected. So, I was kind of like doing whatever I wanted to do. Selling cigarettes behind, you know what I'm saying? Smoking cigarettes, selling cigarettes, just doing craziness. Not even craziness, but that was literally it. That was my craziness. Smoking cigarettes. You're not supposed to smoke cigarettes, so I say that's my craziness. But I was smoking cigarettes. I had a friend back there who's really good, man. I'll never forget his name, man. J Mac. He was this big white boy, you know what I'm saying? Not a fighter or anything like that. He was just like a big white boy. And he used to get cigarettes. His family used to come see him all the time. And he pretty much, I ain't gonna say took me under his wing because that's gonna sound bad, but he just looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if I didn't have anything, he would look out. There would be times when he'd have cigarettes and he'd break me off, you know what I'm saying? And start selling cigarettes or whatever the case may be. But, you know, J-Mac looked out. But that's when I was really starting to feel myself in prison. Not feel myself as in feeling myself, but feeling like my bearings in prison, like a year and a half in. Again, I got transferred to another yard by this time. And again, it's starting over. Like, again, I moved from place to place to place. So I moved to another yard. The shyness starts again. So now I got to start all over. People don't know me at this yard. So everything that I just accomplished in my last yard, the reputation that I built, I got to build all over again. But I don't really have to think about it at this yard because it's a level 1 yard. So ended up messing around, getting caught with a cell phone at this yard and getting transferred back to another level 2 yard, which luckily wasn't level 3 yard, but it was a level 2 yard, which is a little bit worse, which is pretty much like a level 3 yard. Same restrictions. You can only go out certain times a day. And, but yeah, that was pretty much my life, like prison life. There was no opportunity for getting better until one day I met this guy. I ran into a guy, and I'm sorry, I realize it's sad that I can't remember his name. I feel bad that I can't remember his name, but he taught me about the stock market. One day he was like, yeah, there's really nothing going on in prison. There's nothing for us. So I'm going to teach you some stuff. I'm like, man, who cares about the stock market? But once if there's something I'm into, something I want to learn, I get into it. I like go in head first. So he started teaching me about the stock market, teaching me about the Dow and the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 and just like different markets and what it meant when you buy low and sell high and trending prices and how the market always fluctuates every certain, like he just started teaching me about the market and started giving me books. And that's when I started heard about Robert Kiyosaki and just opened my mind to a whole new world. He was a person who broke down for me that I was working for literally $10 an hour on the streets. And this is back then. I thought I had a good job. I was making like $11 and some change. But I was having these jobs, and he was just breaking it down for me. Like, man, you have a skill in you that can get up to $20 an hour for whatever the case may be. And he was just breaking down life. And he even broke down like little businesses from like car washes to lawn care services or whatever the case may be, and just broke it down how the owner is making a lot of money. And if you own your own business, then you can make that money and really put it in your own hours. And when you break it down, like you can make $20 something an hour. So once I really learned that, my mind was kind of hooked. So we have a library in prison that I always utilized. I was always ordering books. I was always just getting all kinds of randomness. And I think I have some books. I don't know where. I have some books, probably, yes, actually in my little bookcase, I have some books from prison that I still have to this day. Little books like How to Earn Extra Cash, Simple Ways How to Make Money, even the Robert Kiyosaki Rich Dad Poor Dad book, just different financial freedom books. Just that's when I started wanting to get like my business license. So I was getting like LLC books. I was learning about LLCs, different sole proprietorship. Like I was learning all these different things like on my own. And how I would learn would just literally be the library, or I'd have somebody order something for me, or JMac, I'd have him order something for me and I'd pay him in canteen or whatever the case may be. That's how the business mind frame came. And I've always been a hard worker. So the work part was really never there. It's just never been in the position. I think like that position, I never really had the opportunity to be in a position to, I guess, learn the stuff that I learned, or if I didn't, I don't know what I'm saying. But anyways, fast forward, that's how I got to like the niche to want to be my own man type stuff. But anyways, fast forward. So we're going along to a few years in to now. I've then been to yard because I said I got caught with that cell phone. I went to a level 2 yard, and this is where I want to say I really honed who I was in prison. By now, I've been in prison for years now, and people are coming from different yards and they know me. So it's kind of like I'm in my comfort zone. So now when I go to another yard, I'm recognizing people. So, you kind of get that familiar where you don't have to like completely start over. So, that's how, in prison, I really kept to myself, played board games, card games. Of course, sports time came around. I was a loud guy. There was times in prison where we have something called like the IRC. Pretty much is where we have a few members of the yard or inmates who were representatives for the yard, and we get on the board and try to improve the things that happen on the yard. Pretty much it's like politics for prisoners or in prison. It's like we're the House of Representatives for the prisoners. You know what I'm saying? We get to go up there and try to help make rules and laws. And of course, the warden will veto them and tell them if they're good or bad. So I was on that board. So, which is kind of showed me like I had enough respect in prison for them to like put me on this board. Like you got to get voted for the IRC. And people, had enough respect for me to be able to go on there and speak for the guys. And so I really respected that. I spent a lot of my time in playing basketball. So all my little kid dreams about winning NBA championships and playing baseball in prison. So you have fun moments while you're locked up as well. So please don't take that away. But I would trade any sad moment of freedom for any of those fun moments in prison almost any day. Like I said, there was times we were playing basketball for having championship games in prison, like hardcore championship games. NBA players be complaining about playing 82 games a year or whatever the case may be. Man, them boys back there was playing every single day. If the doors was open on them hard concrete floors, they was out there balling. So yeah, that's what it was, man. Just out there living those kind of dreams. Like finally getting picked, you know what I'm saying? I had a skill that I never even known. I was a basketball player, guys. Like I didn't even know this. Get in prison, and I'm almost like, I'm not gonna say Kobe because that would be disrespectful. RIP, rest in peace. But I like Trevor Ariza. I had a defense like out this world, and I'd come in the clutch every once in a while. So once I honed my game in prison, I was on a championship team. Like that's nothing nobody would ever gloat about, but that's something like I'm proud of. Like, what I'm saying? I got selected in prison, the stuff like through my childhood, through high school, like people rocked with me when I was locked up. People didn't rock with me when I was home. But I guess when you're locked up, you build camaraderie with certain people or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's gonna sound crazy. But yeah, I had fun in those days. Just being respected. I guess that's what it was more about. I had enough respect in prison to, like I said, I was on the board for the IRC and helping making decisions, and we did a lot of good things for the prisoners. I would like to think brought things into prison that was never in certain yards that I've been on. So just being on the IRC board was very helpful. That also helped me with like a business mind frame when it comes to like negotiating, because that having to negotiate with the warden and everything, that was pressure. And then I always told you, like, I was always nervous and shy. That kind of prison broke a lot of that. It's still in me a little bit, but it broke a lot of that, because you can't be around a bunch of dudes and be the timid, shy guy. Like, this not gonna work. But yeah, there's a bunch of stories, guys, that like I just can't tell right now. There was one time in prison, guys, like I said, I just want to say, like, my last 2 years in prison, maybe, I felt like a king, almost, because just the way I was treated. Never been respected like that, like I was in my life. The love that I felt just from the guys, the boys, walking in the dorm. I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew where I was. I knew I was respected. I knew there was love there. I knew, you know what I'm saying? Again, the stuff, I guess the high school feeling I was feeling when I was locked up, like towards the end. In the beginning, no, still felt the high school stuff. But towards the end, yeah, that's the feeling I was getting. Like I said, I was just telling you about championships we was winning in prison in basketball. Like, to me, that matters. That meant something. So you know, and then so we were meeting all these people and building relationships, you know what I'm saying? Not only with other people, but like I said, I'm a learner. So I was learning like different religions and trying to find out who I am, who the creator wants me to be. So, you know, times being in the Bible, just having, there's just so many different things, you know what I'm saying? Just like, that was, you know, guys, there was one time that I got to be able to preach, you know, for people. That was just so amazing. Like, literally, there was a time, like, when you're in prison, you can sign up to go back to the county jail, because the county jail is so much better and you get a little bit more benefits. But I'll end up going to the county jail, and back in prison, I know you hear about jailhouse religion, but if you believe in God, you believe in God. So, I believe in God. I am who I am right now, who I was locked up, and still. But I still love the Lord at the same time. So I think that's possible. I think it's possible to be who you are and still love the Lord, even though people are going to look down at some of your actions, some of the things that you do. I was always me. Like I said, guys, there was things I was doing back there in prison, but my heart was always there. And the things I'll do, like I said, I don't think I was like bad. I wasn't stealing from anybody in prison. I wasn't doing anything crazy. But the things that the Lord would look down upon, even things out here, 420 friendly, no, that's putting stuff in our bodies that we're not supposed to do. Getting tattoos and stuff like that, we're not supposed to do. But those are things that I was doing in prison that we're not supposed to do. So those are things I'm talking about. So I was having my relationship with the Lord and still being me at the same time. But I was discovering who the Lord was, because me and him had so many battles. And this isn't me preaching at all, but this is just me talking about my time. And the battle and discovery is a big part of my time. And I can't just like leave it out. I mean, it really, really is. So the discovery with who I am as a man, my relationship with God, like all that came into effect when I was locked up. The fatherhood issues, like that came into play as well. There was a time, you know, sitting down with preachers and just like that topic always has came up. The father thing, and it's been detrimental to my health. I mean, to be honest, yeah. But prison happened for a reason, because again, my last name is different from my family's. I don't have the name of nobody. So, you know, in prison, I learned that I would always be alone. I guess that was like the place where I was starting to discover that it was okay to be alone. I wasn't quite there yet, but I mean, again, looking back, looking at my life now, like that's what I was set up for. Because even when I came home, and I know I'm jumping forward, like all the people that I was locked up with, the boys, you know, you would have friends back there, you know what I'm saying, that you would bid with for years, and you would make plans, and you would talk about this, and you would talk about that. But when people go home, none of that ever happens. People would go home, they would forget about you, or, you know, even the fact that I came home and I was still looking out for boys who was locked up, and when they came home, They didn't even hit me up, ain't said nothing. And when I say looked out, like, people know what I'm talking about. Like, I put money on people's books still, because I'm me. I'm genuinely me. My heart has always been me. So I'm still looking out for people. I'm still going back to prison, guys, visiting certain people. So I was doing my part as a friend. And people just can't hold up to their end of the bargain. That's just what it is, like in life. People can't hold up their end to the bargain in crap. I mean, that's just what it really boils down to. Yeah. Friendships. Yeah. Anyways, new subject. So that discovery was something, I don't even know where I'm at again, just all over the place. But those were the challenges in prison, like being alone, thinking that you have friends and not thinking that your family and stuff, who you think they're supposed to come visit you, but you know, their excuse is you put yourself there, but we're family. Doesn't matter what I did, you're supposed to come see me. We're friends. No matter what I did, you're still supposed to write those letters. You're still supposed to put money on my books. Like me having to call and beg you for all this stuff, and people lying to you, say they're going to do stuff and then don't do it. That was the hardest part of being in prison, guys. Yeah, the hardest part of being in prison. So that was the question, wasn't it? The challenges of prison. That was probably the toughest challenges. Having to rely on people on the outside for anything. Again, if I wanted money or if I wanted a snack, you had to rely on somebody on the outside. Even dealing with like cell phones back in the day, I had cell phones in prison that you're not supposed to have. Calling people, asking for phone cards, and then people just won't do it or give you excuses. And trust me, guys, I hate asking people for anything. So I was in the worst situation ever in my life, because every day I felt the need. I had to ask or rely on somebody else. Imagine that. Always having to rely or ask or depend on somebody, or hoping somebody comes through, or hoping you get that letter, or hoping you get that visit that's never going to come, or the people that say or the people who say they're going to be there for you that's never there. Like, that gets so old, it's not even funny, man. Like, so many nights and so many, oh man, guys. I used to keep like all my letters and everything from everybody who used to even write me or anything like that. And just like all the lies, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did 9 years in prison. One friend came to see me and maybe 3 family members. And my mom was the only one who come to see me on multiple occasions. And she was overseas. Every time she'd come see me. I had family in the area, few hour drive, and they wouldn't come see me. There was a time when I was literally right down the road from where I stayed, and still nobody came to see me. So, God, dog, man. I really hate, like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I really don't. But, this video is kind of long right now at this point in time, and I don't even know how I'm gonna edit it down. I don't even know what flow of the video, how it's going, to be honest. Every time I do this and just talk in front of a camera now, it's like, especially when it's something that, it's like, guys, man, y'all don't know how much anger I have and resentment I have for people, human beings, for the love and stuff and energy that I put out and got disrespected. I came home, you know, and I'll give you a little preview of the last prison video of home. I came home with the mindset of, you know what? I had to ask for everything when I was locked up. Everything. I want people to ask me for stuff now. I want people to say, you know what? Look at Tay. I'm going to ask him for something. Like, you need me now. Like, that was my mindset. It may be the wrong mindset to have, but that was the mindset that I had. It was straight, you know what? Y'all said F me when I was locked up. You couldn't spare me a nickel. A nickel. And now that I'm home, you know how many people that I have blessed who just straight dissed me when I was locked up? And it's not about like, you should never hold grudges, and it's not about that, and I know that. Trust me, I know that. But I'm just speaking to the camera, and I'm just being honest. So take this for whatever it's worth. I mean, if you want to hold me I need to be held accountable. But if you want to bash me for the words I'm saying, it is what it is. There was a point in my life when I came home from prison that I was so good, and I was looking at people around me who was on the streets for 10 years, and now we're here. Like we're here. Like we're already. I'm really here. You know, like I am already here, and it's crazy. And it's crazy. These same people who I would send letters to, these same people who I needed, would not respond, would lie about come visiting me, would lie, or wouldn't send me money or anything. But now they're calling Tay's phone. They're messaging Tay inbox, talking about they need something, or bro, can you help me? That's the story of my life, man. But God, man, how do we get here? 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 So this video is already a little bit too long, like I said, and I don't know exactly the subject matter that you want me to go in with these videos. Day-to-day life, obstacles, zombified, man. I mean, there were people in prison who were content. And they were telling me like, yo, bro, you just got to get used to it. You know what I'm saying? You'll get used to it. Not one day did I not think about the streets. Not one day did I not think about wanting to come home, or think about all the opportunities that I may have lost, or what this felony thing is going to be on my record, or like not one day did I not have that I was depressed or misery didn't come over me. Every day, I may have been fine 23 hours of the day, but that 24th hour hit, laying in the bed or waking up in the middle of the night, yeah, depression, anger, just feeling like, again, like your life is over. Some people don't have an exit date. I had an exit date and I still didn't see light at the end of the tunnel. Like, that was day-to-day life. Again, being told what to do every day. You need to shave every day, cut your hair. Oh, you got whiskers on your face. Not even whiskers. When I went to prison, guys, I had no hair on my face. They made me shave so much. I grew a beard. Like, the way they treat you, disrespect you, like the food that they feed you. Man, the obstacles, like I said, and I understand, like, a lot of us, we put ourselves there. A lot of us deserves to go to prison, but the people that they have working there don't care about you. Some of them don't care about your safety. Some of them don't care about your well-being. There are people who are back there who are sick, who don't get medical attention. Like, it's horrible, guys. Like, the best thing about prison, it costs $5 for medical care. And the medical care you're going to get is 2 Advils. Oh, man. I don't know, man. Again, that's why I really don't like doing these videos without context, or, I mean, I do everything freestyle anyway, guys. So I'm usually all over the place in my videos, but normally when I'm doing like a What Sold video, or I'm trying to teach you video, I already know exactly what I'm talking about going in. When I create these prison videos, like, I literally turn the camera on and just start talking. And it brings back memories, and it brings back just, again, it made me a stronger person in the long run, you know, for the most part. But like, those were some horrible times, man. And it's not, again, not just for the way that you get treated in prison, but how you get treated by your family and friends. I mean, just like I said in my last video, if you are a father out there and you abandon your child, or you know where your child's at and you're not reaching out, if you are a loved one and you got somebody who's locked up and they reaching out to you, like, you might want to reach out to them too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know the thoughts that they have, man. Like, man, suicide. Like, so many thoughts that go in people's minds. You know, you never know what day that thought's finally going to formulate, and they're just like, forget it. This is the day I try it. This is the day that, you know, that they've proven to me over and over and over that I'm nothing. Even though, I mean, that's what you are anyway. When you get locked up, you're nothing. They just throw you away. You're a number. You're not a name. They don't even call you by your name. Inmate. This. But yeah, man, the way they throw you and lock you up, it's like society does the same thing. Or me. I mean, not a lot of people. I mean, there are so many people back there as well who have no love from people that they know, you know. It's just a messed up world, man. The cycle, man. And I understand that. That's the sad part. Like, it's a cycle. It's literally a cycle of a broken home, broken family, broken children. The children don't have nowhere to run, nowhere to turn to. So let's say the mom and dad, they're fighting. They're constantly fighting, don't have time for the child or giving the child enough attention. The child then has to live life on their own. So that happens with a single family or a broken family, like the same scenarios. Child now is by themselves running wild, discovering new things that they shouldn't maybe out there be discovering. Maybe if the parent were in their life like they were supposed to be, or maybe if they had both homes, or maybe if they had, I don't know. I mean, maybe, again, this is all maybes, and maybe it could be the child's fault too, obviously, but proper structure, maybe if that's there in the proper home, then you have guidance to see the vision of what it's supposed to be. Like, again, the only vision I had of hard worker, do the right thing was my mom. And again, my mom is not a good example for a guy to live by. Like, today I can look back on it and be like, man, my mom is strong. She's a woman. Like, even back then I was like, my mom, she works all the time. I mean, that's how I looked at it back then. But now it's like, my mom is strong. The crap that she had to go through. But as a child, I don't know that. I'm thinking, nobody loves me. Where's my attention? Okay, stuff over here. Let me go do this then. Let me terrorize this. Or maybe that's the thoughts going in a bunch of people's lives. So when that happens, that's ingrained into you. Mentally, I didn't grow up until I was locked up. I got locked up at 24 or 25 with the mentality of a 17-year-old, 18-year-old. I went in the military at 17 years old with the mentality of a 15, 14-year-old. Facts. I'm 38 now, and I probably have the mentality of like a 31-year-old now. Like, and that's all from, I just want to say, I grew up on TV. TV raised me. And I watched cartoons until I was 17, 18. So what does that tell you? The school system, like, don't get me wrong, like, I was smart and educated enough to, if I wanted to get in the books, like I said, if I want to focus on something, like, I can do it and I'm determined, I can definitely knock it out of the park. But again, when there's no guidance leading me the right way, and then the things that I wanted to do, there was no help or nothing to really back me in. So my only excuse is, hey, do what I want to do. Or, I don't know how to explain it, guys. Even with like my obsession with wrestling, you see I have all my Tar Heel stuff. I have a bunch of wrestling stuff too, guys. I'm a big wrestling fan. I go to all the live events. I even have another wrestling channel. But as a kid, I remember wanting to go to live events and getting told no, and just like breaking my heart, man. And it's like, that was the only thing that brought me peace, was wrestling. The only thing that brought me peace. I still watch wrestling to this day. It doesn't bring me as much peace as it used to, but I remember having a conversation with my significant about this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? Like, that's what I clung to as a kid, was wrestling, because that was my teacher. That's all I had. The only person that loved me was WWF or WWE. Even till this day, like, there's tickets all around here, guys, that you can't see. Wrestling tickets. Like, wrestling figures, wrestling. Like, that was my passion. And I don't know, guys. Yeah. So that was my prison story, I guess. I don't know if you want to go into detail of like the fights individually that I've had, but I'm not trying to like promote that. So that's why I didn't really go into detail of them. But there were several fights, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had to fight my way up for respect. People thought they were bigger than me, that they can just do whatever they wanted to with me. When it came to, like I told you, like the knowledge part, when it came to like stocks, and I just like indulged in anything. Like a lot of my free time, especially like when you're in like level 2 and 3 yards, because you're not in an open cell, so you're behind closed doors. I will go, like I said, I'll go to the library, read, have my radio, listen to the radio, read books all day, learn different things. There's times I might have it in this file. So right here in this file is literally like all my little writings when I was in prison, plans for businesses, just randomness, guys. Like I spent a lot of times like writing down everything. I'm talking about every little step from like, I'm a perfect example. Like one of my car washes, I wanted to detail cars. I broke down like how many employees I wanted to hire, how much I was on charge per car, how much it would cost to get the materials, how much it would cost just to drive to the building that I would want to get to work. If I did this by mobile detail, how would I go about this? Like I literally had time, because you have nothing but time in prison, to write all this stuff down. This is even some letters when I was locked up of lies that people was telling me. But yeah, I have like poetry, just a bunch of different stuff, guys. And a lot of the business stuff I'm bringing to fruition now, like just now. Because when I came home, I got on the ball running. And I will save all that for the next video, because this video is at 40 something minutes. Obviously I'll probably edit it down, hopefully, and it won't be this long. But this video is fairly long right now at the time. And I'm back. I'm glad to start talking about business because I'm back. And I was getting mad there for a second, guys. I'm not even gonna lie, man. You're just tired of doing stuff for people in life, or you're just tired of coming in last. I'm tired of coming in last. So I'm just now on the race to coming in first. And I think I want to give back so much, just because I know how much I wanted, and not even materialistic stuff, love. So I want to give back as much as I can, because I want random people to feel love. Another little story. When I came home and I was in a position to be able to like bless people, I started blessing people, even in strangers. I've always blessed strangers. Randomly, I will always bless strangers, because I believe you need to bless people you need to bless strangers. Just trust me, you need to bless strangers, and you don't need to always display that you're blessing everybody. I do it now just because I'm on a bigger platform, and I want to bless more people who watch me, because I feel I want to bless people that watch me, but always do other blessings as well. Like I always do blessings that I will never video. But anyways, getting back to that, what I'm saying is I've always tried to bless people, even when I was locked up, even before I got locked up. I felt like giving to the needy is something that you always need to do. It's always been in me. That's something I can say, morally speaking. I've always had good morals. I always say, yes, sir, no, ma'am. I have those morals. That's been always instilled with me. I won't disrespect nobody unless you disrespect me. Like that, morals have always been in me. If you see somebody in need, you help them. So that's always been in me. For some reason, when I'm in need, or when I used to be in need, people never saw that or didn't care. So I guess that's why my need nowadays is to give back so much. So maybe that's the answer. Or maybe I want to give back so much because I told you, when I was a kid, I used to steal. I used to do stupid stuff. And maybe I feel bad for it nowadays, and I just want to give back to the world too. So I don't know what reason it is in me to always want to give. It's always been there naturally too. So that's why I do it. I don't do it for clout. I don't do it for anything like that. Now, sadly, there's times I'll probably do it for clout, but I mean, no. I mean, it's always from the heart. If you can't give from the heart, then don't do it at all. So hopefully with this platform, I can build enough clout to be able to bless thousands of people eventually. Like one day I want to be able to bless thousands of people. And that's, I think we can be able to do that. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Yeah. I just really wanted to stop talking about the stuff that was making me mad, to be honest. Yeah, we'll just save all that for the next video. So guys, if you like this video, like I said, please make sure you hit that like button. If we get like around 200 or so likes, I will continue the series. If not, I will end it on the very next video. And please, if there's questions that you have, please leave them in the comment sections. Help me build these videos, because I just don't want to be sitting here talking to the camera, because I feel like an idiot when I do it, and I feel like I'm rambling and giving you stuff that you don't want to know about. And I think that's most importantly. I don't want to be putting out content and videos just to be putting out content and videos. Like, that's not me. Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. Again, putting out videos because you want it and you're requesting it. So if there's anything else you want to know specifically in this prison journey or my prison story, please make sure that you leave those comments or questions in my inbox. If you don't want to do that, yeah, message me in my inbox on Instagram if you want to ask me some questions. Or like I said, just leave those in the comment section below and I'll answer them on the next video. And then, like I said, we'll go from there. But like I said, guys, this video is a little bit too long. Like, yeah, all of them probably going to be long. These prison videos are probably going to be all around the same amount of time, to be honest. But I'll try to cut myself off like I did today. Yeah. But anyways, guys, this time, please make sure you bless somebody today, because I promise you I'm going to bless somebody tomorrow. Please like, share, and subscribe. And on my very first video, if you feel like that video can help anybody, guys, I encourage you to go back to that video and share that video particularly. I feel like that video really probably can help a lot of people, and I wanted to delete that video. The only reason that video really got made is because I promised myself, or the subscribers, I will put out my prison story when I got to 3K. And I thought it wouldn't even be anything like that. So yeah, so that video even shocked me, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. But thank you, just like I said, for all the encouragement and everything with that video. But yeah. I'm rambling. It's time to go. I'm so sorry. Make sure you bless somebody today. I promise you I'm going to bless somebody tomorrow. And if this video is something that you like, I'll see you again next Sunday at this moment in time. Your boy Tay is